Chapter 25. Power deployment number 2 is the proficiency of the forgery skill went over 20. It became impossible to increase the skill any further just by watching Big Mama work. Tae-hyuk was distressed. I think I have reached 100 proficiency. It seemed like he now had to practice directly. The necessary tools were purchased. So the problem now was the location. Isn't it hard to do it in Big Mama's store? He didn't want to show his skill to Big Mama. However, he couldn't do it at home. A bunch of chemicals were needed. And he couldn't risk the health of his family. Where is a suitable space? Preferably a well-ventilated space. It is better if I have some artwork to copy. The best option was to have his own studio. But that required time and money. He might have a chance to get another skill. He wanted to progress at a rapid pace. The right space, he knew a great place. Why didn't I think of the art room? It was equipped with everything Tae-hyuk needed. The only problem was that he was currently suspended. Well, it isn't a problem if I obtain a school uniform and pretend to be a transfer student. B High School was near Big Mama's store. It was a big school with over 1,000 students. They were the optimal conditions for hiding. Tae-hyuk made sure he had money in his wallet and rushed to the clothing store. He could buy a used uniform. But if he wanted to pretend to be a transfer student, it was better to get a new one. It was expensive. But he still had some money left over from catching Park Sung-kwang. Think of it as an investment. As he opened the door, he saw a man reading a newspaper. Tae-hyuk looked around the store where various uniforms were hanging and said, "I'm here to buy a uniform." The owner took a look at Tae-hyuk and replied, "Female uniforms aren't for sale. I'm going to wear it." "You're going to wear a female school uniform." In the end, he introduced himself as a transfer student. And was finally able to receive a proper response. Why is it so hard to buy a uniform? Treating somebody like a criminal. Well, technically, he was a criminal. After purchasing the uniform, Tae-hyuk went to buy the other tools. It didn't matter what type of artwork it was. The rise in proficiency was similar. He had to decide on something that was easier than forging sculptures or ceramics. Eventually, Tae-hyuk decided on painting. My training will begin earnestly tomorrow. Tae-hyuk's eyes burned with the fires of enthusiasm. Since a few days ago, Tae-hyuk started having dinner at home. It seemed like his body would be unable to hold on if he continued to eat Yoon Young's food. And Yoon Young was disappointed when she found out that Tae-hyuk had already eaten. Why? When Tae-hyuk arrived home, an unexpected guest greeted him. "Tae-hyuk is home." Kang Suk-hung. Cho Kang-suk was setting out the meal on the table. He recently became quite close to Haran. And thus came here to eat. Tae-hyuk asked when he saw Kang-suk's pale complexion. "What's going on? You look pretty tired." Kang-suk sighed. "It's been pretty busy lately. I couldn't eat rice. So I came over when Haran invited me to dinner." "I see. Did a case happen nearby?" "Well, there is something like that. It is something that isn't very good. At any rate, be careful when you walk around at night. Then I should go pick up Nuna when you go home from work." That isn't necessary. Then why did you say to be careful?" "I'll go pick her up." Tae-hyuk was at a loss for words. Well, it was difficult for passion to heat up. Kang-suk scratched his head and blushed as he spoke. "But I heard you were suspended." "Yes. How did you know?" "Haha. Don't be too embarrassed. It isn't a big deal. I'm also." Kang-suk started to talk about his school days. Tae-hyuk's hands clenched into a fist as he heard about the part where Kang-suk fought 17-1. Originally, these type of stories were exaggerated. However, it was really possible if it was Kang-suk. It wouldn't be strange for people to fall down when hit by a thick forearm. Above all, the description was very real. I wished I had a combat skill rather than something strange like robbery. However, why is there no combat skill? He was going to try out the forgery skill. With that in mind, he started eating the dinner that Haran had prepared. Suddenly, he had an ominous feeling. Kang-suk was really busy. He didn't respond when asked for the reason. Maybe it couldn't be Asterisk asterisk asterisk, I think it is the perfect plan. Taehyuk made a satisfied expression as he stared at the tools that he had prepared on the desk in the art room. He had passed a considerable number of people on the way here. However, no one noticed that Taehyuk wasn't a student of B High School. He only occasionally heard, "Was there such a thug in this school?" as people walked past. It felt a bit unpleasant. But it wasn't too big of a big problem. There seems to be self-study in this school at night. So there was no one in the art room. He could work here for 2 hours. After that, he had to go to in Yoon Young's house. Then, shall I begin? He shone the demon revealing mirror on a landscape painting in the art room. Forgery has been used. Analyzing the specified artwork. Practice landscape painting, a landscape painted to improve the painting skill. The detailed information is hidden because the rating is too low. Tools needed: paper, pigment, color, soluble oil. The rating. At first, he thought it was a painting that wasn't too big of a big deal. However, there were restrictions due to the rating. If I want to use the skill properly, then I'll have to raise the rating. In order to do that, he had to learn the forgery skill quickly. After analyzing and collecting the items specified by the skill, he moved his body. The brush in his right hand started to move over the canvas. It was like it was possessed. He received a notification on the demon revealing mirror. The quality of the artwork is lower than your dexterity. You have perfectly copied the painting. Proficiency will rise rapidly. Taehyuk could perfectly paint the landscape, despite his dexterity only being 30 points. Taehyuk admired the finished painting. Wow, isn't it really the same thing? The performance of the forgery skill was amazing. If the original wasn't framed, then it was impossible to tell which one was genuine. There was one big difference. The landscape painting was displayed in the art room. Since it was a space used by many people, there were traces of the hands that touched it. He moved it until it was the same. Now, no one would notice if he walked out with the original. I need to learn it as soon as possible. He checked and his proficiency increased by 1. At this speed, he would be able to raise it by 2 to 3 more points today. Taehyuk made a satisfied face as he looked for the next piece to be copied. It was at that moment. Rustle. Taehyuk heard a strange sound and looked around. What? Taehyuk swallowed his saliva. Someone was watching. He had memorized the structure of the school since he was sneaking in. The art room was located in the special activities building. And students studying in the main building wouldn't come here. Who? Taehyuk felt sweat flowing down. What? The window is open. He had confirmed that they were all closed when entering the art room. However, now one was open. It meant one thing. Someone was watching me work. Taehyuk wasn't the only uninvited guest in B High School. There was one more. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Kang Suk heard the call through his walkie-talkie and exclaimed. WHAT. A second body was found. Yes, that's right. Please contact Inspector NIM. Come to the incident site. The state of the corpse was the same as the first incident. It was an act by the same person. In the end, the thing he was concerned about happened. Kang Suk bit his lip, causing blood to flow into his mouth. However, he couldn't care about it right now. Kang Suk punched the wall. There was a loud bang sound. And it seemed like he wouldn't be able to endure. The watering hippo murderer had occurred again. Kang Suk started the car and asked, "Where?" "I'll go right now. Seal the area so that not even one ant can escape." The answer was heard on the walkie-talkie. A warehouse not far from B High School. There again. The first body was discovered in a place not far from there. Send me the exact location. Understood. I will catch that hippo. Just wait. Kang Suk Hung is coming. Kang Suk slammed on the car's accelerator.